Hey guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. And I am going to continue where we left off in the last video. If you have not seen it yet, we're just working with trying. I'm combining two different AI generated images that I have. I had this one kind of in my back pocket, and I was like, I got to figure out something else to do with it because he was so cool, but he was only one side of the image, and the rest of the image really didn't have much in it. So I either had to put something in his image or use him in a different way. So that's what we're going to work on today. We're definitely I'm going to crank my opacity back up. I'm going to move him to the top layer so that I can just work with him. I've got two layers of this background here. In the last video, I covered duplicating them. I'm actually going to blow him up so that I can zoom up on him and start the process of erasing any of the stuff that I don't want. And I don't have to get super close um, because of the fact that we're going to be coloring. I'm probably going to merge him into one of the layers when we start to do coloration. So he will be colored with the layer. Um, And I may, in fact, merge all of the layers together and then add an additional duplicate layer of the original step 3. So we're just going to kind of trim him out. I don't have to get super hyper close. I'm just going to kind of take some of the stuff out so that we're not dealing with as much of the image. Um, and then when we do have little areas that we're going to be colorizing with it, they'll be little. And if I make a little bump into his uh, flower stick thingies that are sticking out here, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. Just from the standpoint of the how do I put this? The stuff around him is not nearly as important as his face. So I'm gonna just kind of move through here. Like I said, I want to see as little of the stuff around him as possible without getting hyper technical and hyper close to all of the stuff because it will blend in. I just want to have as much of just him as possible without going crazy and taking forever. And if you're seeing some things kind of pop behind, that's the image that's behind him right now. So there's nothing major um, going on. And as we erase from here, you're going to be able to see the image behind, which is kind of cool. Again, I can use my mouse roller to increase or decrease my brush size. Sometimes when you got to get into these smaller little sections here, it's easier to just quickly scroll up or scroll down a little bit on the mouse, and that way you don't, with the old man twitch uh, that I have, it doesn't take more than what I want out of the image. So blow it up here a little bit more. We can kind of quickly do this here. This is going to take longer than I had anticipated. Um, so I may do this video kind of in two parts. I may quickly go through and do him and then come back for the other stuff. But like I said, we're not erasing the images behind. We're erasing where we have this blue box over here in the corner. So a lot of this stuff can go away. I'll be as quick as I can around here. And the magic of I'm telling you, it's the magic of PhotoDirector 365. I never knew that I could do this kind of stuff with image editing software. I don't have a background in it. I coming into this, I had no idea how to use this stuff. Um, so, I mean, I've just gotten in and fumbled around and found out. And yes, there are some tutorials out there that helped me gain some knowledge in this. Um, Simply from the standpoint of I kind of wanted to do this because nothing was recent. Like I did learn some things, don't get me wrong. You know, I did learn a lot from uh, the stuff that was available online. I'm just going to cut part of this out here just to make it a little neater, round it up a little bit. Um, and, it's just not something apparently that people are doing a lot of in terms of, making tutorials for PhotoDirector 365. So while I learned some things, there were other things that I just had to get in here and go, oh, what does that do? I didn't like that. Oh, I like that. Oh, I don't know about that. And there have been times where it's like, oh shit, how did I do that before? Um, which is hopefully I didn't just no. Sometimes when you're on the erase and you go to move your navigation box, it kind of messes with you a little bit. And I have actually accidentally erased something before. That was in Conjure of Death. So if you happen to see that, you'll know I had to go back and add another layer of the image just to get this little spot that I had erased out of both layers, not just out of one, but out of both layers. Um, and so, but that's being an amateur. And as an amateur, so over here, now that I'm kind of done erasing, I think we're probably good enough here because we can play with the transparency. We can play with a lot of different things. I'm going to go back up to the select tool or the scale transformation tool. And this is kind of cool. I'm not going to actually use this, I don't think, but I can distort him. So if I want to lean him down, make him look like he's looking, I can kind of distort him, bring him around into different locations. And I may end up doing this. Right now, I'm not going to. Just click it's got a check mark if you're okay with it. It's got an X if you don't want to continue that. Scale transformation is what I really need to be worried about, which is shrinking him back up a little bit. Because I want to make him fit. What exactly does he fit? And if I turn him, so he's kind of looking down on our angel over here, is that good enough? And that's where that distort transformation will come in, is I may be like, oh, uh, let me distort him. Let me make him tilt a little bit differently, that kind of thing. But at this point in time, I'm just going to undo his tilt. I'm going to get him to about the size I want, uh, kind of over here. I may end up moving him around a little bit more so he's kind of more part of the rocks. I want him to be above this line that we're going to erase because I want him to be above, colored in with this part. So I don't know exactly where I'm going to put him yet, but we will figure that out. And we may have to erase some things indeed in this picture to make it easier to kind of put him in. I don't want to take out too much because I don't want to make a mess of it, is what I'm trying to say. So like I could confidently erase this part up here, just so that when I'm setting him into place, I can go, yeah, okay. But we're going to be erasing a lot of this anyways, so that we can adjust the sky just by itself. So I am going to get that started at least around the angel. We'll stop here for this particular step, and at least if I can outline part of the angel, then in the next video we can go through more of just colorizing that sky, kind of making him fit in a little bit better, and we'll go from there. So remember, guys, excuse me, I need a drink of water. Let the chaos out. Like, comment. If you're liking what you're seeing, please just drop a comment down there. If you're like, hey, I don't know how to do this, maybe I can research it a little bit and go, hey, this is how you do it, and do it on another video in the future. But subscribe so you don't miss anything. If you happen to have us on the other socials, we're everywhere pretty much. Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube, obviously. Uh, what am I missing? TikTok, Facebook. It's all Kaosivity. That was one of the benefits of getting naming the company something that was a mishmash of two different words that made perfect sense to me. Probably doesn't make as much sense to other people, but it's an advantage. I don't have a problem getting the name on any of the social platforms or anything else. So that's it for this one, guys. Remember to let the chaos out. I think I might have already said that, but we will come back and catch you on the next one.